A normal passenger on an aircraft usually only knows how to get plane tickets for cheap, but no one knows the airplane service better than the flight attendants and the crew members themselves. You might want to watch this video till the end because some of this information could actually save your life. Before we see the 10 things flight attendants never tell their passengers, make sure to click that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you never miss out on any of our awesome videos. Number 10, dead body in the plane. With billions of passengers traveling every year, there are still nearly 50,000 dead bodies flying on airplanes around the globe. Indeed, although very unlikely, all persons from flight attendant community should be prepared for any unexpected occasion, such as death or any other worse than that. The reality of the situation is there's no true plan set up for this case, given that during mid-flight, they will not simply remove a body. In the unusual circumstances that the traveler passes away, at that point, bodies are routinely transferred to empty places or business classes, prepared away from the others, and protected by a mat so that the passenger does not cause panic and the deceased are not debunked. Are you interested to find out about the secret code used on the plane by crewmates? Well, me too. Let's find out. Stay until the end. Number 9, weapons in the cockpit. While a passenger is not permitted to carry dangerous things on the aircraft, the rules of many nations, such as the USA, allow the pilot to bring an axe for disaster equipment, and the safest place to store this is in the cockpit. The axe is presented as a gadget for putting out flames, but in the event of an electrical fire, the crew will remove the cockpit or assorted boards. Not only that, an axe can help hold a fire in place, open a stuck doorway, or even open a locked trap. While this tool is rarely used by the pilot, it does not mean that they can never use it. So the pilot will use the axe if necessary to smash the windshield while they are in a true emergency situation. Number 8, never ever treat flight attendants like waiters. Have you ever gone to an airplane and think that the flight attendant is just there to serve you? Well, I got news for you. You must reconsider that again because flight attendants need to train exclusively for, quote, 5 weeks, 6 days per week for around 10 hours a day, and it's really extreme, says one of the flight attendants that's gone through this. In the event that you score under 90% on a composed test, you are sent home. My 5 weeks spent at FAA preparing were more troublesome than the 4 years I spent getting my bachelor's certificate, also said by the flight attendants. Are you shocked by this fact? We're sure that you will also be shocked by how they get paid coming up later in the list. There's a lot of things that the flight attendants must learn other than technical details. Additionally, there's hefty security preparation, with flight attendants figuring out how to securely empty the airplane and even fight fires. So these professionals really shouldn't be underestimated. Number 7, flight attendants only get paid if the door is closed. Flight attendants work around the clock, but that doesn't mean they're getting paid the full hour. Flight attendants for certain carriers, by and large, get two sorts of time-based compensation. The majority of it comes from their flight hours, which is the time between the flight leaves the door at its starting point and shows up at the entryway at its destination. Some flight attendants likewise get a little bit of payment when they're away from their home air terminal for business-related reasons. At some American aircraft, their rate is $2.20 every hour for home flights and somewhat higher for global flights. Their work also includes assisting travelers with loading up and leaving the plane, checking emergency gear, and cleaning the plane after a flight. There's likewise time spent at the air terminal previously or between flights that the flight attendants don't generally get paid for. Some even report that they work for 14 hours straight but only get paid for 6 hours. Watch till the end to learn the tricks on how to tip a flight attendant. Number 6, flight attendants know how gross the plane really is. In case you're considering walking down the plane passageway without your shoes and socks on, you might need to reevaluate because it is the most disgusting place to place your feet since it's got pee and all kinds of gross stuff on all over, and it's confirmed by some of the flight attendants. No matter if it's the pinnacle of traveling season, you may in any case consider how clean the plane truly is. At some point, when most business planes hold somewhere in the range of 150 to 350 travelers and timetables are typically close, a few parts of the plane will be dirtier than others. Let me give you a hint. The bathroom isn't the dirtiest place on the plane. While in no way, shape, or form do you need to cancel your flight, it pays to realize which parts of the plane to keep away from. Like I said, the bathroom isn't the dirtiest place on the aircraft, but be sure to keep yourself clean after you use it. Are you ready to be disgusted? Among seat belt buckles, overhead air vents, aisle seat headrests, airplane blankets, dirty cups, and bathrooms, it's the seat back trays that are the most disgusting, or CFU for short, and that's surprisingly 8 times higher than the toilet flush button. Number 5, a lot of lightning strikes the plane. In the US, around 25 million lightning strikes happen each year and kill a shocking amount of 49 individuals. as per the National Weather Service. Around the world, lightning strikes on aircraft are everyday events. This leads to people curious and forms a question of, is it okay for a plane to get struck by lightning? Well, a commercial plane in the US was struck by lightning, resulting in the explosion of the plane in 1967. Experts have tried their best to keep on innovating aircraft to make it as strong as possible. So that's the reason behind why, these days, the plane is struck by lightning. They can also absorb the strike, causing zero harm and keep on moving like nothing happened. Number 4, brace position could actually save your life. There are a lot of theories talking about brace position. Two such rumors are especially disturbing and rather dismal. The first is that, indeed, the best situation is to secure your teeth accordingly, to take into consideration simpler distinguishing proof after a lethal accident to maximize the dental records, and second, that it's a brace position that will serve to instantly break your neck. Conspiracy theorists state this is best for the airline as it decreases clinical expenses. Remember, those are just conspiracy theories. Two experts have said that it's the best position to preserve life and to increase the chance of survival. A Boeing 727 with cameras, sensors, and life-size models flew at 140 miles per hour, plunging at 1,500 feet every second, and smashing into the ground, nose down, in an uninhabited region of the Mexican desert. This experiment showed that the dummies in the brace positions got the least amount of damage, but the ones that weren't in the brace position absorbed more of the impact. Number 3, facts about oxygen masks. On the off chance that the oxygen masks are dropped down, you have around 15 minutes of oxygen from the moment of pulling them down. That is, anyway, a very sizable amount of time for the pilot to take us to a lower height where you can inhale ordinarily. But at a higher altitude, you have 15 to 20 seconds before you pass out and lose consciousness. See, at that point, you're flying at a lot higher altitude than usual. The air is a lot thinner, which means there's less oxygen. That's enough time for the pilot to lower the altitude to guarantee everybody can inhale properly. However, this mask is only available to solely supply oxygen until the pilot can bring the plane lower in altitude. So you better hurry and use those masks before you pass out, if you're ever in the unfortunate situation to use one of them. Number 2, secret code on the plane. The people who are used to flying usually know about these secret codes, but the people that don't usually miss it and don't understand what's going on. Like Code Atom, for example. It's to alert if there's a missing child. Code Bravo, on the other hand, is to create panic to eliminate a threat without interference of the passengers. And there's also Code 7500 that indicates that the plane is being hijacked or that they have been threatened by hijackers. There's a lot of secret codes, but unfortunately there isn't enough time. Maybe we could discuss that in another video. Number 1, if you'd like to tip, ask a flight attendant a few times. Is it possible for you to tip a flight attendant? Well, that is actually up to the passenger of the aircraft. Have you ever tipped a flight attendant? If so, write it down in the comment section below so we can share in each other's experience. Well, let's get back to the video. While we're completely used to tipping the workers who bring us drinks, serve us food at a cafe, or people who work at the hotels, the vast majority of us could never consider tipping the people who play out those equivalent administrations in the sky. Most airlines discourage tipping the flight crew, but they don't actually ban it. Many have instructed their employees to turn down the first attempt of tipping, so make sure to ask once or twice more. What's even better to show your gratitude for a job well done is to set aside the effort to compose their manager or employer a decent letter about their hard work, which we're sure, at the end of the day, they'll get more money than just a $10 bill. Well, that's the 10 secrets that flight attendants never tell their passengers. If there's more that you know about, write it down in the comment section below, and make sure you click on these videos that pop up on the screen. See you in the next one.